Hey everyone, welcome back to the Million Dollar Merchant. My name is Joe, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through adding a bit more color to your Shopify product page, specifically product variants, by replacing boring color pills like this with color swatches like this, which are a bit more visually appealing, allow you to target the specific colors of your product variants, and just enhance the overall user experience. Reality is, I needed to do a bit of research in order to learn how to implement color swatches. Probably watched about 10 different YouTube videos, and I narrowed it down to 5 specific YouTube videos, 3 of which leveraged a third-party app, 1 implemented it via code, and the last one reviewed a new Shopify feature that was released in winter editions back in February, but as of the recording of this video in May, still wasn't released. But we'll take a quick look at it just to see what is coming in the pipeline. So the first approach I'm going to cover for adding color swatches is installing an app called Global Color Swatch Variant Image. So let's jump into it. Okay, so the app we're installing is Global Color Swatch Variant Image. You can find it on the App Store. There's lots of color swatch-based apps. I went with this one because of all the videos I did watch, they all referenced this, and I did narrow down it to the 3 particular videos, and so this is the reason why I went with this. So if you click on it, you can see the plans that they have. I went with the free plan. This is all I really needed. Jillyworks doesn't have more than 100 products, and all I needed was color swatches. But if you need image swatches or variant images, you can upgrade to silver. And if you need additional support, you can upgrade to gold. Take a look at their demo store if you want. Now, I'm going to go to my partners account. And if you're unfamiliar with partners account, that is an account that you can create that allows you to create as many Shopify development stores as you'd like. And development stores are just stores that you can install apps, configure, test settings that won't affect your real store. It's what freelancers use also to spin up a store, customize, and then pass ownership to their client, and app developers to build apps in. I've done it to Development Playground, so I can install apps, do configuration settings without actually making any of the changes in Jillyworks until I'm 100% sure that's where I want to go. So I'm going to go into it. I have installed Global Color Swatch already, so it already is installed, and we can just go take a look. You can see it here. This is where I'm currently using it. And in here, I'm just going to go over a few settings. First setting is the options. Our products, I'm going to go back here so you can see that there is the color swatches, but I also have sizes. So here are the sizes and here are the colors. So you can click on both of those and change these options if that's what you want. Okay. So originally I only had color. I didn't have size when I installed the app. And then when I went to products for that particular product and added size, it wasn't yet available. So I did have to sync now. So just keep that in mind. If you make changes, you want to see those changes immediately, you'll have to sync it at that point. So let me go into color here, and it found all of the color names from all of the variants that I had, but it didn't add the colors. So here you had to add the actual colors. You can go in here in color and pick the color that you want. If you don't know the exact shade, you can always use an app. Like I have this Chrome extension, ColorZilla, allows me to pick a color from a page and say, what am I on these little purple ones? I can go here and I can pick a particular shade of purple, go here, pick from the color panel, and this is it. If it's not the right one, I would say maybe it's a little lighter, maybe it's something like that, I don't know. And then you can just copy it, go back to here, here's the purple, and I could change it. I think it's a different purple. Yeah, it's a lighter purple here. Okay, save my changes. If I go back here, should see it change a little bit. I don't know if we could tell. Okay, some of the other things I'm going to show us that I configured. When you hover, you can see the border turns pink, but the active one changes to blue. There's also this kind of glow around it too when you hover. It looks like more like a shadow. And when there are new products available, like this doesn't have any children's available, but it does have adults. Okay, we can put a line through it, and let's go take a look at those settings. Many of these settings are going to be pretty obvious here. So swatch type circle, say it's a circle, change it to square, change it to fit, stick with circle, swatch size, swatch spacing. So you can play around with these. I'm not gonna go into all of them, just some of the ones that I really liked, like here, this double, wanna keep that. That's what it looks like. I might go to single, but none, not really sure, because I like having the border change color. So I'm gonna put it to double. Can change the thickness of it. For the swatch border color, normally it's just gonna be gray. When I hover, it'll be this kind of dark pink, purple color, and then this blue when selected. So if I hover, you can see it's pink, and if it's chosen, it's that kind of blue. I also like this kind of glow, so I added the glow, and also add a shadow here, which really keeps it just a little bit darker, I would say, right? Yeah, so if it's chosen, it's a really lighter color, do it darker. I might just keep the shadow. Didn't do any zoom. I did enable the show number of items in stock, and that's this text right here, okay? So if I disable it, see it's gone. I enabled it, you can even change the text. And I left it left content. You can do center, you can do right. I did left, okay? So that's pretty much all the settings I did here. There's one additional setting that I changed. Well, actually two. Here, I put it, this setting, if there's no more left in stock and it's sold out, to do this. I think it defaults to this, but I want the line through it. And the last setting was this tooltip. I didn't like the tooltip, so if I go here, you don't see the tooltip, okay? And you do see the line through it. It's only on the size, not adults. So there is a yellow adults, but there's no children adults, but we can change that. But what I'm gonna reference here is the tooltip. So if I enable the tooltip, I save it, refresh the page. What you're gonna see is that tooltip there, see light purple. I don't really feel like it adds any value. I mean, you kind of know the color when you see it here. When you do click on it, the color is here as well. So I don't really feel like that added any value. So I just changed that, okay? And I'm just gonna go back to the product. I wanna make both of those yellow bracelets sold out so you can see what it looks like in the colors. So I think it's yellow. So it was adults that was continuing to sell. So the reason why, because this variant has continued selling, went out of stock. I'm gonna save that, and now we should see it go from children's / here, scan adults, children's, right? Now let me refresh. Let's see if this works. So it's still not working, and for this reason, here we go. See how you have the line through? So now neither options, none of these options are viable. They're all sold out. This sold out, that sold out, that sold out. The only other thing you might want to play with is theme integration. So if you have an additional theme, you can test it out. Like I have Sense and I have Dawn. So I go back to the online store and take a look at, say, the Sense theme, and I want to preview it. Let's see if it's working in the Sense theme. Yep, it is working here. I did enable it on here as well. So if you go back here to color swatch and you take a look at theme integration, you can go to the theme editor to enable it on that particular theme. Just because you chose the theme doesn't mean that it's actually enabled. You might have to go here and enable it. So just to see what it looks like, the catalog here, click on that one, right? I see it's here, but if I go to app embeds and disable, we should see it disappear, re-enable, comes back, okay? Just keep that in mind. Be playing with different themes. Okay, so that about wraps it up for global color swatch. So now that we've taken a look at how to implement it using a third-party app, let's take a look at doing it via code. We're only gonna edit 3 specific files. It's really just copy and paste. You don't even have to understand what the code is doing to really get it working. And it's just really interesting if you're new to code, just to see how to get it done. Like, what are the files? What does the code look like? It's an interesting way to learn. I mean, I'm a front-end developer, so I can look at the code and understand what it's doing, but I wouldn't have from the beginning known to target these specific files because I've never really worked with the templates before, the code editor, so it was all new to me. Interesting approach. So let's take a look at that now. Okay, for the coding approach, I watched this video, how to add color swatches on product page Shopify for version Dawn 13.0 in Grader from WebSense Pro. One of the things he mentions in this video is that he had made previous videos on editing code and realized that the changes that came out with 13 made any previous videos kind of defunct because they no longer applied on version 13. So he had to create a new video, edit some code in order for that to work. So when editing code, a little more reluctant to go that approach because I've seen, and not only in his video, but I've seen other videos where the same complaint was made, but still wanted to see just how to do it. So watch this video on how to do it. If we go to the video, now he walks you through it, but one of the things that you're going to be doing is going to this particular page here, where you would copy and paste the code. He walks you through copying and pasting and what it looks like. So if you want to take a look at the video, I would take a look also at it. These are the three files: settings, schema JSON, product variant, picker liquid, and this color option liquid. So these are the three files we're going to edit. Now I'm going to go to our online store. Now this is our current theme that we're working with, and I am going to duplicate it just so that I have something separate from our current theme. And if you're working in your real store, this is what I would do, so that any edits made here won't affect this particular thing. Okay, they'll just be subject to this one, not that one. But just on a side note too, I also tried applying this code to Sense and it didn't work. So it looked like it was just Dawn theme. And I think one of the other limitations is it probably won't work with other custom themes, paid for themes. The locations of where you're supposed to copy and paste this will be different, and some of the code might be different. So you add to those complications. Let's just say our color swatches here. I'm gonna edit the code. I'll go back here. But before I do that, let me go back. I meant to do this. Here we go, our color swatches. I'm gonna edit the code. Let's edit up in a new tab, and then the preview for this particular one. Okay, I'm gonna preview this because once again, this, that, the other version, the Dawn version. Let's get into this. All right, so what's the first file that we are going to edit? And that's the settings schema JSON. So once again, let me copy the code. Let's go settings schema JSON. If you're new to editing code, JSON just stands for JavaScript Object Notation. And this is just an array. The little bracket is the beginning of an array, and this is an object within the array. So there's several objects in this array. Quite a few objects in this array, and really it's just information, and this information here really defines what we're going to see shortly. So in here, where we're supposed to add it is just after the ending curly brace, that comma. I'm going to just paste the code here. We go right back to the top. You're going to see this. I'm going to point this out. Color Swatches WebSense Pro. So we have that. Now let me go here, and we want to not edit the code, but we want to customize it. Here we go. Okay. We have the code and the customize. So let me just go back here, move this tab over here, click on theme settings, and you're going to see color swatches by WebSense Pro. Okay. So just adding that JSON added all of what you see under this tab. Doesn't really affect it yet. Nothing is actually taking effect. That just updated the tab. Okay. Now this is here because we still have this Globo swatch app embedded. So we remove that, we save that, but we should see this. Okay, go back to, here we go. All right, so once again, this is just the JSON file that we updated. That information gets parsed out here. Let's go back to code. The second file we're going to edit is this product variant picker liquid file. I'm going to copy the code, and it says replace the code on line 52 with what's in here. Okay. So we're looking for something that says field set. That's the opening tag. This is the closing tag, and we delete this and replace it with all of this, right? Opening field set to closing field set tag. So we go here. What was the name of the file again? Product variant picker. Okay. So variant picker liquid. Again, if we browse down to line 52, this is what we'd be replacing. So we'd be deleting this. Now, instead of deleting it, we can just command ? To comment it out. Although once again, you can just delete it. We wouldn't be using it. And then I could just paste the rest of that code. Okay, this is the code, and we just paste it. Come and save that. And I'm just going to go back here. I want to see if anything actually took effect. Let's just see. I think we should see an error. Something should tell us. Yeah, see, this is giving us an error. Liquid error, snippet product variants picker, line 74, could not find asset snippets, color options, liquid. Okay, so it's really only affecting this. Doesn't affect the size tabs, just the colors, right? Color swatches. Okay, and that's because we need to create a new file called color option liquid and then add this code, right? So we're going to add it in it's a new snippet. So what was it going to be called in color option liquid? So here is snippets. I'm going to add a new snippet and it's called color option. You don't have to do .liquid, add the extension file extension because it does it here. Okay. It is just color option singular. Okay. So here it is. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Boop. All right. It's a lot of code, right? What is it? 209 files of code. And in here, there's some comments here on what's going on. They're defining, I'm not really sure what this is. Looks like they're assigning some variables here. So again, new to liquid code. Style is for CSS. Anything in the style tag is for CSS. This is liquid code, kind of like JavaScript. Some code here. Okay. But yeah, now you don't really have to know all the code. You don't have to know what's exactly going on here. Just copy paste. It would take me a while just to figure all of this out, but we got it. Let's go back. I'm saving that. And if we refresh, we should see here, it should take effect now. Yeah, so here we go. So we do click on these. We do see them, the colors themselves though, you can see only pink and black are being referenced. The other ones like purple and what is this, yellow, aren't taking effect. And that's because in here, we're taking a look at these colors. Now we have pink, but we don't have light blue. So I wonder if I did light blue here, would we see it? There we go, light blue. Now, obviously that's not the light blue we want. We want a different shade of light blue. We can worry about that later. There's light blue. What is this? This is light purple. I don't think light purple and yellow, right? So there is no purple here. So I don't know, maybe we'd just do purple and we have to find that color, right? What's the color of the purple that we're looking for? We know that's here. Once again, well, look, I already have it here. Okay. I think we chose a lighter shade, right? Okay. It's going to copy this. We could go back into Globo and just copy those colors, right? Just for the sake of getting it done. Let me see here. Did it work? Did it work? I found that looks good. I save it. Not sure why it's not. Oh, because it's light purple, right? Light purple. Should take effect. There we go. And this one was yellow. So we just have to, I don't know, yellow, go back, choose yellow. Here's our yellow. Let's find the shade of yellow. Okay, let me get out of that because here's the yellow. Okay, now let's pick it from the page. Here we go. Let's pick maybe like really light shade of yellow. That looks like it. A big panel. Let's get this, pick it, and put it here. And if we save it, we should get yellow. Oh, you know why? Is it light yellow? I don't think it's light yellow. I forgot the pound sign. Okay, here we go. So there we go. Now I got to work it. The other thing I want to show you with just going this route here, you can also have 2 or 3 additional colors available. So by that I mean, here's light blue, right? So if I do pound, say FFF, all right. So you see how we have 2 colors. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Kind of, we can split it up. You can even add a 3rd color. So I can do, I'm gonna pull light purple here, just to show you. And this isn't something we actually need to do. 1 pound, all right, let's see, yeah. So you can have multiple 2 colors, right? Okay. I'm just gonna do it like this because once again, it would be the color of the beads and then the string, and that's kind of what I want to represent. There's also another way of adding. You can add variant images. I suggest you watch the video in order to do that, but there is the possibility of like adding variant images here. So instead of color, you could actually do an image. Yeah, you can also add image files instead of using colors. You can change the swatch styles, you know, if you want. They could be square. Okay, just go circle, go back to round. Okay, that's really, and then just kind of the swatch size. You can make them bigger or smaller. Let's see what happens there. Bigger or smaller, right? I don't know what this was. I'll go back to 42 here. Okay, that's really it. There aren't a whole lot of options outside of what's here. That's why I went with the 3rd-party app. There's way more options. It's way more configurable. This one was pretty limited. Still kind of cool. still kind of like it. And the fact that, I learned about editing code and what files to edit. So great learning experience. Okay, and the last way to implement color swatches is using a new Shopify feature, which was rolled out in winter editions back in February, but it's something you had to sign up for, and it hasn't been fully released as May 2024, which is when I record this video. But let's just take a look at the docs, see what's coming, see what's required in order for it to work, and then once they do roll it out, we can jump right in and start working with it. Okay, so the last approach was a feature released by Shopify in their winter editions back in February. There were over 100 plus features released. I learned about that by watching this video, Big Shopify Theme Updates 2024 Swatches from the Prompted. So I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna take a look for color swatches. Here we go, color swatches. Makes it easier for your buyers to buy and find products by adding color or pattern swatches. And if you click on this, it takes you to their docs and what it looks like. And obviously this is what you've seen thus far. Instead of the double colors being on top of each other, they have been aligned diagonally. Okay. This relies on the Shopify's taxonomy, their new product taxonomy and category meta fields. Now, I did test this out. I didn't have access to it yet. I think you do have to sign up for it, which I didn't sign up for, so maybe that's the reason why I don't have access to it. They do walk you through how to enable it. In a nutshell, this is the Dawn theme version 14.0, and they do mention here in what was added in 13 under, if you wanted to know what that is, support and documentation, that it does come with this. But once again, this depends on the product's taxonomy feature, which is rolling out gradually. And what that would look like here, what the taxonomy does look like, why don't we take a look? So taxonomy is here, right? And explore the unstable. So let's just take a look. So I'm going to say bracelets because that's what ours are. So bracelets would fall under apparel and accessories, jewelry and bracelets. And these would be the category meta fields that we'd have access to this color. Okay, but we don't have access to it just yet. And let's see, we would see it here. If we did have access to that category meta field, you would see it here, but we don't see it here. So we don't have access to it just yet. Okay, once again, category, I guess if I did bracelets, let me just see bracelets. Yeah, I don't see it. Nothing else opens up for it, so I don't have access to it just yet. Okay, I'll be looking out in the next couple of weeks for it. Hopefully it rolls out sooner than later, so we can test that option out as well. That about wraps up this tutorial on color swatches. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And as always, if there's anything you would like me to do additional research on, please leave it in the comment. And as always, please like and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you in the next video.